Hello everyone, welcome to episode 76 of the Made of Things podcast. I am your host, Antonio. We're going to keep these two episodes of today pretty short in terms of the intro. This one is with Roosevelt from Germany, Marius Laube, who is known as an artist as Roosevelt, and he was very nice, and he's coming back to this is actually a really good episode of Made of Things, I believe, because we talked about music and talked about art, but we also were kind of funny most of the time, so we enjoyed ourselves, and that's the most important. And so Roosevelt is coming back to Portugal. He has a new album out. This was done pretty much a year and a half ago, more or less, so we are still posting old episodes of the show that we have that are already up on YouTube, as is the case with this one. This is if you want to watch this on video, you can. It's already up on YouTube. We're still keeping the podcast going. We still have plenty of subscribers, so we are still posting, still keeping that going on iTunes. So, and pretty much just on iTunes. I don't really bother with the Spotify and any sorts of stuff like that. But even though I should, though, because Spotify apparently pays somewhat. This just came to me. Wow. Anyway. Okay, so by the way, if you're listening to some birdies, some little birds, this is very early today, and I'm recording this on my not on my usual recording spot, so you can probably hear some echo and some birds outside. But hey, it feels purposeful, so it feels like, it's not something that doesn't feel purposeful, but it feels like a sound effect that I purposely put in, but it's not. It's real. It's real birds, which is great. I love birds. Birds are awesome. And okay, so Marius was. I keep saying his name in English, but Marius talks to me about accents. Speaking of which, Marius, dance music and making things interesting in dance music. This feeling of not belonging because of his song "Belong," which is really good. I still recommend that. Being in Berlin, and I think we spoke at length about Michael Jackson and some video games. I think we ended up speaking about GTA. This has been a long time, by the way, guys. But I think we still spoke about. I still remember. That we spoke about GTA 5 at the time. I was still, finishing that or replaying that. Maybe. I think it was still really fun. By the way, so not by the way. I'm running out of adjectives and prepositions and vocabulary. Anyway, guys, this is just trying to keep it short. We still have a back catalog of already published episodes that we haven't put out on as a podcast. So we are kind of rushing through the old back catalog and not providing much else content apart from the actual conversation. So please apologize. We're trying to make the YouTube show work more than providing silly content as intros for Made of Things as we used to, but such is life. And so I don't know, if you love it, give us lots of money and then we will. So okay, so please follow us. Speaking of giving us money, we still haven't started a Patreon, and first off, thank you for following us if you are, and if you aren't, then please do on YouTube. Subscribe on YouTube, subscribe on iTunes, both if you haven't already, because if you have, then you will be unsubscribing and we don't want that. And so if you click once, don't click twice, but if you want to click 3 times, then you're all right with us. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, social media. Social media. There's Facebook and Instagram, Made of Things, both of which are Made of Things. We post a lot of we share lots of stuff that we like and just are generally silly as we are anywhere else. And also, please visit our website, which is called madeofthings.thewebsite.com. Thank you guys. Please enjoy Roosevelt. Hopefully you'll be on the show again soon. And bye-bye. We love you. Mwah. Kisses. Welcome back to Portugal once again. And last time you were here was at Primavera, I can imagine.
Yeah, last year. In June. Yeah, that was good. That was a good show.
We were working, so we only saw a little bit of it. So,
right.
But yeah, it seemed like everyone was into it. So what do you remember from that show?
Somehow, like in Spain and Portugal, I play super late all the time, which is weird because we travel the whole day and then we arrive at the hotel really late, and then we even have to wait to get picked up. So I remember even it was even later than today at Primavera. It was like 3:30 or something.
Yeah, Primavera tends to. Same thing with Primavera back in Barcelona.
But it was great. The Barcelona one and the Porto one. I can't decide which one was better. It was really good. I
also love Primavera sound. This is my first time at Paredes de Cora. Because
how do you pronounce it?
Paredes de Cora.
Oh wow.
Yes, it's Portuguese is always going to be like Russian. So
it sounds so much like Russian.
You're based in Köln.
Yeah.
In Köln, and the accent from Cologne is kind of difficult in terms of German, right?
It's special. Yeah, it's a bit like I grew up next to the Dutch border, and it melts a bit with the Dutch. So it's a bit like more like a lazy version of German. It's called Plattdeutsch.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what it's called.
From the Platz, from the streets, really. Like Platz, like a square, right?
I think that's a different word.
Oh, okay. So what is it, like Platzdeutsch?
Plattdeutsch.
Plattdeutsch.
Yeah,
okay.
Platt. And in Cologne, it's a different thing, but it's like it's almost the same, but like a different version. It's just quite a lazy word. Like it's not like in the UK you have like Oxford English.
Yes.
And you have like this quite lazy like North London kind of. Yeah, it's a bit like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, for instance, I know a little bit of German. So, for instance, instead of saying, I don't know, what's a long word like Radiogummi or something, like what you say.
So like Hochdeutsch, which is like the Oxford, would be Radiogummi. And in Cologne you would say Radiogummi. It's a lot about like how high you go, Radiogummi. Like it's not just about the pronunciation, but also like how high and low you go at the end of the word and stuff.
Okay. I can in Portuguese nothing occurs to me in terms of that comparison. But I used to live in Rome, and everyone in Rome actually does that. Like the Roman way of speaking is like that. So, for instance, dove andiamo a mangiare is where we're going to eat, and instead of dove andiamo a mangiare, they'll say donamo mangiare. You know, so it's like exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, but for instance, I remember from Köln, I remember FIFA TV was Viva.
Yeah.
Oh, not FIFA, not
Viva.
Viva. Because they never say FIFA. In fact, like there's no German accent in Viva. So exactly, Viva TV.
Yeah.
And but they used to speak a little bit like that, didn't they?
I mean. The stereotype is that old people in Cologne speak like this. Like it's something you normally just hear from old people, and also like students in Cologne, they are from all over the place. Like a lot of young people are not from Cologne. That's why it's not so common. But like it's something that like I don't realize that I speak like this, but when I meet someone from Bavaria, we totally realize that we have such a big accent. Like my drummer now is from Bavaria, from Munich. And we really had to like find the vibe of like speaking with each other, because he totally sounds like someone from Bavaria, and I totally sound like someone from Cologne, but you don't really realize it until someone tells you what do you mean, like when you say something.
So Bavaria is like a Bavaria, right? Like very open. I'm sorry if I'm stereotyping, guys. Like I apologize to Bavarians.
I think it's quite hard to describe an accent in English, which is like a German accent, but it's just a bit different. It's a bit more Austrian. Like the Austrian and the Bavarian accent are quite similar.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I get it.
Yeah.
Okay, but a little bit more music related now. Like even though I don't really care, this show doesn't really necessarily. No, music speaks for itself, really.
Yeah.
But okay. So my favorite track on the record is first off, congratulations, it's excellent.
Thank you.
And I found out you're welcome. And I found out about the record. Not too long ago, actually. At least not found out about the record. The first time I heard it was at some friends, and they were like, "We're obsessed with this," and some good friends of mine back like 2 months ago or 3 months ago. So they were like, and like the next week, I found out that you were playing over here. So I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna
and
try."
this one came in quite like I think like 2 months ago. Like normally festivals are booked like quite early.
Yeah.
Especially like nowadays. But this one I think came in June or something. Maybe someone cancelled.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I don't think they were. It was fully booked. I think they were still.
Yeah, because we're playing the after hours parts. Maybe they booked this later. But yeah, I'm quite like I think we started playing festivals in June, and we didn't know that we are going to Portugal. So that came in quite late.
Okay, then I'm telling you that it was like a week before that, before it was announced. But my favorite track is Belong, and also Colors. Belong, I think, is an amazing single, and you're welcome once again. And I was kind of hooked on it. Like some songs you listen over and over and over again. Like and don't like you listen to a record and then you stop on that one, and then you stay there for a really long time, and then you have to come back later for the rest of the record, like a week later or something, because you always listen to that. But anyway, both songs have like half tones, right? Like with the synths, like the notes have like half tones, and like melodically, it's like there's something in between. Like there's.
You mean it's slightly detuned synths, or what do you mean?
No, I mean really melodically half tones, like instead of full steps, like half steps. Like there's notes in the middle. That's what I mean. Like
you mean instead of going on a minor chord onto a major chord?
Yeah, sometimes like minor chords, and I do mean chord progressions precisely. Like there's stuff in there, and I think that chord progressions in minor and more complex scales, and that include sorts of other sorts of notes that aren't really that obvious, really make for good dance music. And
well, you know more about music than I do, I think.
Well, I don't know. I haven't really studied it to death, but it seems to at least to me, to my ear. So it's not. I was going to ask if you agree, like if there's a way to make dance music more intelligent, really.
I mean. The thing with Belong is there's one chord change where you expect a minor and it goes on a major. I like to do things like this because, I mean, the great thing about chord progression is that you change a chord and somehow it makes you feel a certain way, and you can't really describe why that happens, and it just somehow happens, and that just interests me. But other than that, I don't know. I don't really analyze my music that much. It just happens and then it's there.
Yeah, that's why we try again. That's why we try not to make like very self-analytical interviews. Really, we usually end up talking about other stuff. Really, and make people and let people have fun, and artists have fun. But still, so you still on Belong. So where do you belong? Do you belong spinning around? Is that like the idea?
Probably, yeah. I mean, yeah. The song is about like not really knowing where you belong, but realizing that that's not a bad thing. So that's what I wanted to capture with the lyrics. It wasn't a time when I was moving back from Berlin to Cologne, because I was in Berlin for a year.
Okay. I've never been, but apparently from what I hear, it's a haze, right? It's.
You mean Berlin?
Yes.
I mean, people that visit Berlin are just going completely crazy.
Well,
like
yes.
Like especially when you live there, it's weird to have someone like from London saying, "I'm coming over for the weekend," and then they're just awake for 4 days.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
and you're having a beer with them on Friday, going to bed at midnight because you're tired, and you meet them again on Monday, and they lost 10 kilos, and
and suddenly it's March.
Yeah, but it happens with everyone that visits Berlin. It's quite. I think everyone goes there to have that experience.
I haven't been here yet because maybe I need half a year off or something to go.
Yeah,
I'm going to stay for.
It's a great place to visit. Let me summarize it like that.
Oh, okay, yeah. Awesome, good. We are all for fun places.
My old house. In Bologna. I've been to Berlin, but that was not the experience that I had. I was touring with bands, and we had to have sleep at one point.
Yeah.
And in my house in Bologna, when I moved there, it was like an apartment complex, but like 60% of it was punks. And so when I moved there, my friend said like, "Oh, I'm so sorry for our loss. Like we're losing you. Like goodbye." And it had a diet named after it, like named after the house. Like it was 7 kilos in 7 days. Everyone that came to visit lost 7 kilos in 7 days because of the same reason. It was just party house, like the Berlin of Italy.
So it does relate to again. We just got the 2-minute warning. But okay, so the show is called Made of Things. The name of the show is Made of Things, and I've been flubbing this all festival. The name of the show is Made of Things, and it's based on the idea that you're dedicating yourself to art because something happened to you, or you read something, or heard something, or listened to something, or watched something that made you go, "Oh, I want to do that for as long as possible." Yeah. What made you go like, "Oh, I really want to do music"?
I think really the earliest memory I have of music, not just like sounds, but really music as a concept of doing like a 3-minute track with a structure, like really of the concept of music is really Michael Jackson Dangerous. Like we had it as a cassette in my home, and I just realized, I looked at it, and that's when I realized what's like releasing music and pop music. And the thing about Michael Jackson was that he seemed to be like not really human. Like it seemed to be this thing in the most positive way possible. And Dangerous is an amazing album. You can really figure it out. Like, and I think that's the great thing about pop music. And I think, especially in Germany, there's this big thing about authentic artists.
Really?
And singer-songwriters that are like, people go crazy for authentic artists. And I think that's quite a bad movement. Like, because the thing I like about pop music is if there's an artist which you can't like get your head around, and which is not about his personal identity, but more about what he creates as an artist. And I think that's what like made me interested in pop music, and maybe also doing music by myself.
And Michael Jackson, even he wasn't even in that sense of as an artist as many of now at least huge artists are. Like they're an entity, and other artists contribute to towards, you know, because Michael Jackson was never just one writer. He was
Right.
like a collection of other people's creativity as well.
Yeah, he became like a huge element of pop music even. But I think this thought of like who is this guy? Like is he an alien? Like what is he? Like this thought as a child like it started my interest in pop music.
Yeah. And then we found out that he doesn't fly and breathe the air, fire or something.
Yeah, but maybe he does.
Maybe he did. Maybe
you know,
maybe
that's
he's still
thing.
here.
Yeah.
Probably is. Probably is. Hi, Michael. Hello, Michael. Goodbye, Michael. But did you know this is actually as a kicker? I just found out a couple of days ago that he was very heavily in the production of Sonic 3's soundtrack. So the songs on Sonic 3 on the Mega Drive or Sega Genesis if you're American, they're actually Michael Jackson songs. Most of them. It's amazing. It's
Did you know that? Do you know Edgar Froese from Tangerine Dream?
Yeah. Yes.
He passed away, and his one of his last works was the score for GTA 5.
Really?
Yeah,
because it's on GTA 5. Of course, I've played a lot of GTA 5. Yeah.
Like not the music on the radio, but like, and it's if you listen to it, it's really well done because it's interactive to what you're doing. Like if you're doing like a crazy, like if you're driving really fast, the tension of the music gets bigger.
Yeah.
So it's this weird algorithm of like it interacts with what you're doing in the game, and most of it comes from Edgar Froese. Like,
Fantastic. That's amazing. Do you play GTA 5?
when it came out a lot.
When it came out a lot.
Like,
Same thing.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to replay it so that Nônô, she missed out on the experience, and Nônå will enjoy the wonders of Trevor Phillips.
yeah, he's the best. He's the best. Yeah.
What's your favorite radio, by the way?
It's Radio X.
Radio X.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, for sure. Listening to Agent Orange and stuff
and the
like
one
that.
from Soulwax is quite good.
That's actually really good for driving.
Yeah, it is.
Soulwax.
Yeah, and they picked like a lot of unknown artists for that one.
Yeah.
Like they didn't pick like obvious big dance music hits, but they picked a lot cool, smaller.
Soulwax curate that radio.
Yeah.
You think? Yeah.
Yeah.
It was that was it.
Yeah.
Because Waves, for instance, did that with the rock and punk thing.
Right. Yeah.
Lo-fi.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Waves.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Awesome, Marius. This was awesome.
Thanks a lot.
A lovely surprise.
That was awkward.
Good. There's at least one awkward thing that needs to be happening on this show. This is going in, by the way.
Yeah.
Awesome. We just need to.
And we're done.
Yes,
Cool.
it is. Awesome.
Cool.
Lovely meeting you, dude.
Thank you, guys.
I'll see you again next time for sure.
Yeah. Are you watching the show?
Yes,
Yes.
we are.
Cool.
Yes, we are.
And I'll be photographing it.
Yes.